Hello students. So welcome to the video lecture of subject concrete technology. So today we will see unit 2, that is aggregates, and today's topic is properties of fine aggregates. Myself Rushali Mani, lecturer in civil engineering department, NIT Polytechnic, Nagpur. Then vision of the institute. Excellence in technical education to empower youth. Then mission: impart quality technical education to prepare students with excellent technical skills. Develop competent and employable diploma engineers and responsible citizens. Then strengthen industry institute interaction. Then vision of the department: to impart excellent civil engineering skills to develop employable civil diploma engineers. Then imparting the modern technical skills as per the requirement of the industry to improve employability. To develop social and environmental responsible civil engineers. Then effective implementation of teaching learning process to benefit students. Then course outcome: use relevant aggregates for different concrete works. Then unit outcomes: explain the methodology to suggest suitability of given fine aggregates. Then PO mapped are basic discipline and knowledge, problem analysis, engineering tools, experimentation and testing, engineering practices for society, sustainability and environment, then project management, and then lifelong learning. Then fine aggregates, we have seen the aggregates having sizes smaller than 4.75 mm are called as fine aggregates, including 4.7 mm size. So there are various physical properties which will affect the properties of aggregates and which will affect the strength of concrete. So we will see what are those properties: size, shape, strength, specific gravity, bulk density, water absorption, surface texture and soundness. So we will see one by one. Then size. So the largest size which may under the range of fine aggregate is 4.75 mm. So using the largest size will always give more dense concrete, but mixture of all sizes is more desirable and more economical. There should not be only one size of aggregate present, there should be mixture of all sizes. Then shape. Shape of aggregate also play important role, but that in case of coarse aggregate, not in case of fine aggregates. Then strength. So good strength concrete will always give good aggregates will always give good strength concrete. So naturally available aggregates are strong enough for making normal strength concrete. Then next is surface texture. Rough texture aggregate is preferable to smooth aggregates always. So this property is also related to coarse aggregates. Then specific gravity. So specific gravity is the ratio of density of aggregates to density of water. So specific gravity is used in design calculation of concrete mixes, and specific gravity of aggregates vary from 2.6 to 2.8. Then bulk density. So bulk density means it is the density of aggregate considered along with volume of voids or empty spaces between the particles. So density of sand is from 17 to 25 kilonewton per meter cube. Then water absorption. Generally water absorption for sand is negligible, but if it absorbs water, then it should be minimum. Then soundness. Soundness is related with the expansion and contraction of concrete with the temperature variations. Then silt content. So we will see testing of sand. So first we will see how to determine silt content present in the sand. So what is silt? So the particles passing through IS sieve of 0.075 mm size and its particle size is less than 0.06 mm. So being smaller, they have large specific area, surface area. So clay and silt, if present in fine aggregates in form of coating or loose form, they prevent the development of good bond between the cement paste and the aggregate. So अगर clay और silt मतलब मिट्टी ये अगर present है sand में तो bonding between the cement paste और aggregate नहीं हो पाती है. So we'll see how the silt content is determined. So first of all we have to take a measuring jar of 250 ml capacity. Then prepare 1% salt solution by adding 10 gram common salt in 1000 ml water. Then fill it into measuring cylinder up to mark 50. Then now add sand sample in it till it reaches up to 100 ml mark. Then add more salt solution to reach volume up to 150 ml. Then shake the mixture vigorously and keep it at room temperature for 3 hours without disturbance to separate silt layer. Measure the separate volume of sand and silt as V1 and V2. Calculate the silt content of given sand sample in percentage as V2 by V1 into 100. Then bulking. Next testing of sand is bulking. So what is bulking? Bulking of sand is defined as increase in volume of given sand due to surface moisture present on the surface of particles. So what happens? What is bulking? It is volume due to presence of surface moisture. So volume of sand increases with increase in moisture up to certain limit and thereafter it begins to decrease. So here it is shown that how dry sand looks and how moist sand looks. Moist sand looks like this because of the there is a air film formed around every sand particle. So automatically there will be distance between each sand particle. So automatically volume will increase. So how bulking is determined? So take 100 gram of sand sample and fill it into measuring cylinder. Take this volume as V1. Then fill 2% of water by weight in sand initially and shake vigorously. Note down the increased volume of sand as V2 ml. Then calculate bulking of sand as B1 is equal to V2 minus V1 upon V1 into 100. Then repeat the above steps by adding 4%, 6% and 8% of water. Then observe increased volume, calculate percentage of bulking. So this you can see how it shows bulking is seen here. So in this measuring jar you can see V2 is volume of fake sand and V1 is volume of original sand. So you can find out the bulking by using the formula shown. So here in this graph it is seen that, see what it is seen, this graph is plotted percentage moisture against percentage bulking. So the volume of sand increases with increase in moisture. So here it is increasing from 0 to up to 6 up to certain limit and thereafter it begins to decrease. So see, you can see it is decreasing after 6.2 or 6.5 it is decreasing. So maximum increase in volume may be 20 to 40% when moisture content is 5 to 10% by weight. Then next is fineness modulus. So what is mean by fineness modulus? So it is defined as the cumulative percentage of residue retained on each of the 10 Indian standard sieves ranging from 80 mm to 150 micron. Then objective of fineness modulus. The whole procedure of sieve analysis is to determine the particle size distribution of fine aggregates and determine whether it is suitable to use in concrete mixing. So we will see how fineness modulus is determined. So one experiment we have to perform. So what are the apparatus used? Then a test series of IS sieves 4.75 mm, 2.36 mm, 1.18 mm, 600 micron, 300 micron, 150 micron and 75 micron. These are the series of sieves. So they have to placed in same arrangement. Top sieve should be of 4.7 mm size and bottom should be of 75 micron. Then sieve shaker, then pan. So here is pan and this is scoop. And this is how the sieves are arranged one above other and kept over sieve shaker. Then how the procedure is performed for determining fineness modulus by using sieves. So weigh the sample to exactly 1000 gram. Clean all the sieves using a wire brush to clear the aggregate stuck in some gaps. So prepare the sieves onto the shaking machine from top to bottom by the size from biggest to smallest. Then the sample is sieved by using the set of IS sieve for 10 minutes. Then after the sieving is done, the aggregates on each sieve are weighed individually. Then cumulative weight passing through each sieve is calculated as percentage of total sample weight. The same procedure is followed for 2 or more samples. Then calculations. The formula for calculating percentage retain and percentage passing. So formula is percentage retain. It is calculated by using formula weight of material retained on sieve upon total sample weight into 100. And percentage passing is 100% minus cumulative percentage retained. Then next is the formula for calculating fineness modulus of fine aggregates. So fineness modulus is calculated by using formula fineness modulus is equal to cumulative percentage weight retained upon 100. Then value of fineness modulus for sand. For following limits may be taken for guidance. So fine sand should be in range of 2.2 to 2.6, medium sand 2.6 to 2.9, coarse sand 2.9 to 3.2. The sand having fineness more than 3.2 will be unsuitable for making unsatisfactory concrete. Then example for determining. So here you can see the sizes of sieve and the percentage mass retained on each sieve. Third column you can see that. So this value is given here. Then percentage retain you can calculate. So first of all make the sum of mass retain mass. Third column का total करो पूरा. You will get one total value. Then how percentage retain on each sieve can be calculated. So on first sieve, that is on 2.36 mm sieve, you can see mass retain is 12.91. So 12.91 upon total sum of retained mass will give you percentage retain. For every sieve you can do by same procedure. Then next column is percentage passing. 100% minus retained mass, you will give you percentage passing value. Then cumulative percentage retain. So cumulative percentage. So on 2.36 mm sieve, cumulative percent retain is 4.30. Then for next sieve you can add 2.36 plus 1 mm sieves mass retain. So what is mass retain on both the sieves? 4.30 plus 3.17. That will give you 7.47. Then for next 7.47 plus 16.73. That will give you next value 24.20. Then 24.20 plus 37. That will give you 61.20. So you have to keep adding, and this way how you will get the fineness modulus of sand? So add all the values of cumulative percentage retain. Last column की सारी values add करो and you have to add it only up to 150 micron or 200. Pan value you don't have to take into consideration while calculating the fineness modulus. You can add that in retain mass, total of retain mass, but you cannot add that in fineness modulus. So excluding pan value, you have to add all the whole values of cumulative percentage retain and divide that by arbitrary number 100. You will get the value of fineness modulus. Then gradation. So gradation means it is the grade size composition of a material or the amount of various particle sizes. So based on gradation, the aggregates can be classified as well graded, poor graded and gap graded aggregates. So see well graded, how it shows that particles of various sizes you can see here. So very less void. Here poorly graded, only one sizes of particles are seen. So voids are there. And then gap graded, you can see only two sizes of particles. There are not all sizes of particles. So it is also gap graded. So we will see what is the well graded, poor graded and gap graded aggregates. So, well graded aggregates are good representation of particles of all sizes. Means it includes particles of all sizes. So, they acquire minimum voids, and as they have minimum voids, they will require less amount of cement to fill the voids. Then they are always leading for the economy. Then they have increased the particle surface area. Then they are most preferred in construction work. They are always used for concrete work like RCC and PCC works, pavement construction, foundation works and fully compacted concrete. Then poorly graded aggregates. Poorly graded aggregates means all the particles are of same size. So there will be large volume of voids in the aggregates. The mix will demand large amount of paste to fill the voids. So again it will decrease the economy. Then next is gap graded aggregates. So in the sample of aggregates where one or more sizes of aggregates are absent, then they are called as gap graded aggregates. They are so here grading curve. You can see that grading for maximum density gives highest strength. So grading for maximum, so dense graded aggregate you can see, so that obviously will give highest strength, and that the grading curve for the best mixture resembles a parabola. So whatever graph is plotted, that should resemble a parabola. So here which line is resembling parabola? Dense graded aggregate. That curve is resembling parabola. So that will give the maximum density, and maximum density will always give highest strength. So assignment questions. How bulking of sand is measured in laboratory? Then state any 4 properties of fine aggregates. Summary. What we have seen in this lecture today? Properties of fine aggregates, then determination of silt content in sand, then bulking, how bulking is determined, then fineness modulus of sand, and then gradation. So this was all about today's lecture. Thank you.